Hello and welcome back to episode 21 of the Studio C podcast, the sports show. I am your host of Baby QHD. You're muted. Can't hear you. I cannot hear you at all. I can't hear you at all. I can read your lips, but I can't hear you. Alright, while he figures that out, I'm gonna pull up some.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
You were talking to me the first time.
Because I can hear, I can see, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying because I can see your lips. Play back the video. You can see that you weren't muted. You were muted.
I was not muted. I unmuted.
Play back the video after the stream. Alright. Big stuff happened this week. First of all, football. Chiefs won the Super Bowl. We all knew this was coming. 49ers had a great start. But the Chiefs ended up winning.
I mean, it was more competitive than I thought it would be. I thought it would be a blowout on one side, and it was a competitive game. I had $100 on this game, so like, yeah, it was like Patrick Mahomes' worst performance of the year, in my opinion. Because like the 49ers just had him shooken up the entire game. But I felt like he shouldn't even won MVP, Super Bowl MVP. I felt like nobody deserved it because nobody played well enough to deserve it. Like, no. Yeah, it was like a political move or something because he only threw 2 touchdowns and that was it. No, I would say nobody had a serious run game in this game. Christian McCaffrey probably had like 2 or 3 carries for the entire game. So no one seriously ran the ball because I know a lot of analysts were kept on saying, "Oh, it's gonna come down who wants to run, who's gonna run the ball more and have success with it." Nobody really ran the ball. It was all in the air. But I will ask you this, Barbecue: do you feel like this game was rigged? Like, how do you feel
I
about?
didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it? Oh, yeah. I felt like
I was at CarMax for like half of it, and then
they weren't showing it at CarMax.
I mean they probably had it on, but I wasn't facing a TV.
Uh, I mean, I feel like the referees didn't call anything. This is the first football game I've ever seen where the referees didn't call anything. They barely threw flags, like barely. When I say barely, I felt like I only seen like up to like at least like 5 flags in that entire game. And then everybody and their mom was excited to see Usher perform, and then Alicia Keys missed the note. And then she went viral twice for that. And then when Usher was hugging her, she went viral. Like, this mess was insane. But yeah, I mean, it was a decent Super Bowl.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I got to CarMax. I thought we would be out before, but we weren't. We were there for a good 2 or 3 hours, and then got home, watched the show with my mom, and then went to bed. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, I kept up with the score on Google, but that's about it.
Yeah, it was a good game. It wasn't a bad game.
I wasn't really interested in the game in general. Like, those 2 teams, I'm not interested in. But, we aren't going to talk about the Chiefs parade.
Yeah, that's
Nothing
cool.
there. We're not going to have that in the show. one thing I am gonna say, very sad. Prayers to everyone involved and stuff like that. That's all I'm gonna say. So I feel like that's it for football. Other
I mean,
than
our team. I mean, my Packers are really focused on defense this coming draft, and we're focusing on. We need safeties. We need a couple of safeties. Like at this point, like if we're going free agent, let's at least get some like good defensive players from like the Ravens, even the Raiders. That one guy from the Raiders, like yeah. Let's trade for T.J. Watt. Let's take T.J. Watt off you guys' hands.
we're
That'd
not
be
getting him off
amazing.
us.
That'd be amazing. T.J. Watt, amazing. But no, like we're focusing on defense this year, getting linebackers because like we only have like two. We need one more, and we're focusing on that in free agency and in the draft. We have the 22nd pick, I believe, for the draft. The Falcons and the Steelers are ahead of the Packers in the draft. Of course, the Falcons are ahead of both teams, but yeah,
I mean,
Phil's not here.
you went further than all of us in the playoffs. So what do you expect?
Around compared to you guys, so
I mean, yeah,
around,
but still,
around. But
around
no,
is around. That's an extra
the
game
draft
you played.
the draft was set up before the playoffs, so I mean, yeah.
Oh, who do you think is gonna get Justin Fields? I think right
I
now
don't, I
it's
don't, I don't think it's. I think it's the only two teams.
the only two teams are the Falcons and the Steelers
Yeah, the only two
right
teams are
now.
Falcons and Steelers, but I feel like the Falcons may be the one to get him out of both of you guys. Here's why. There's been more speculation and news regarding him and the Falcons than there has been with the Steelers. Like, initially, it was the Raiders, Steelers, and Falcons. The Raiders just got tossed in the trash. The Steelers, they just said, "Oh yeah, we're a little interested. Yeah, we have some interest." The Falcons, they seem really determined and interesting. They seem like
I
they're
don't
turning
know.
over a new leaf, and they seem like
Recently,
they're trying to turn over a new leaf and start actually investing in the team to win games. That's
recently,
how
there's a lot of speculation Steelers might grab him up.
I don't know, bro.
I'm gonna
I
put my
feel like
opinions out in a second, but right,
honestly feel like wherever he goes, he needs to be on a team that is able to get into the playoffs and to compete at a high level, not be stuck with a trash team like the Bears. And all honesty, I'm not sure what impact he would have on the Steelers. I feel like with the Steelers, he'll have a negative impact. I feel like the Falcons, there's more opportunity to grow and blossom as a player.
I'm gonna put my opinions out in a second, but I'm just gonna say what's happening right now. Um, a lot of news recently broke out that Steelers might wrap him up because it was like a something with some like I think it was DraftKings or something. His percentage went to like negative 150 for Steelers, and that's pretty good from what I hear. So yeah, I'm gonna tell you, I hope we don't get him, and I tell you why. One, he's not gonna choose a backup position over a starter, which one could argue we will probably make him a starter if we get him. Um, but yeah, I mean, as far as I know, we're sticking with Kenny Pickett.
Do you, okay, let me ask this. Who do you want to be y'all's quarterback? Do you want Kenny Pickett 100% to be your quarterback?
I mean, in all honesty, I want Patrick Mahomes to be our quarterback.
I mean,
Kenny's
what?
okay. I just see. I feel like we're giving up on him too much, like too quickly. I mean, yeah, he's been in the league 3 years. This is gonna be his third season, but I feel like there's still time for him to develop. Like we're first season, everyone kind of blew it off because it was just rookie season. Second season, people were kind of like, okay, you need to actually, you're bad. People were saying he's bad. I see it as he didn't have a great offensive coordinator half the season. He had no mentoring. So he was just kind of thrown in there. I mean, it's just all odds are stacked up against him, and people wonder why he's doing bad.
Do you think Kenny Pickett came into a bad situation?
Yes, 100%. He did. I mean, you look at it like Matt Canada. We all know it's not good. Never was good. Never has been good. Like never will be good. Uh, he with an offensive coordinator like that, and just to be thrown into the water like that, like who like anyone would do bad. Even the greatest of quarterbacks would have done bad if their rookie season, if their first few seasons, if they were just thrown like into the water like that.
Okay, follow-up question. Do you think the pressure that your GM is putting on the team is uh negatively affecting your team's morale? Like, do you think that's more pressure on Kenny to make it do what it do for the third season?
No,
Cause like, what I'm hearing from you is this is Kenny Pickett's make or break season. Like if he messes up this season and doesn't fulfill like a second round playoff spot, he's gone. Like, is he gone after this, or like what's the talk about
he
that?
most likely is gone after this. We're most likely gonna trade him or do something. I don't think the pressure is negatively impacting because you got to think Art Rooney knows what he's doing. His family's owned the Steelers for generations. Uh, and I mean, he knows what he's doing. He knows pressure works, obviously. So, and if I was the owner, I'd be fed up too. No playoff win in how many years? I mean, Kenny's only played one, I think one. No, he hasn't even played a playoff game. So we don't know how he plays in the playoffs. He could play a totally different game in the playoffs. His first year, we didn't even get in the playoffs. Second year, which was last year, Tomlin chose to put in Mason Rudolph. So he hasn't played in the playoffs yet.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying on that, but you got to get there first. So he has to get there, and I feel like if he can get there and win the first round, okay, he secured his spot in Pittsburgh. But if he can't do that, yeah, like you said, he's out the door. And it's sad to say that because his rookie season, I believe he should have been a starter. And here's why I say that. He was better than the rest of the quarterback room you had. If you guys had started him then and let him get all the mistakes out of his system and stuff, and kind of let him get acclimated his first season, I felt like he would have had a better second season. Even with the injury he suffered this year, I feel like he would have had an amazing season. But like you said, you and Phil have been saying this was like his rookie season. So,
I mean, it
and then
was
Matt
technically,
Canada.
but he did start like half the season his first season.
Yeah, but that's not a lot. That is not a lot. You're coming in mid-season. That's not a lot of
I mean,
time.
you're also gotta think like coach coaches and everyone don't know like you just you just lost like what one of the if not the best quarterback in NFL history, Ben Roethlisberger. And to like you don't know who's gonna be his replacement. So I mean, you kind of gotta flip flop, see who works, see who doesn't.
I don't
Uh,
think I'm gonna say this, and you guys might say I'm biased for this statement, but I don't believe I am. I think Aaron Rodgers had the best replacement in Jordan Love. Yes, I hated on him, but if you look at all the greats of our generation, Jordan Love is the best success story coming after a legend or a GOAT or whatever you call him. Because Kenny Pickett, I mean, he's not doing the best. Desmond Ritter, you see what Desmond Ritter did after Matt Ryan left. So, to be all honest with you, and then Drew Brees, after Drew Brees leaves, I mean, you go get what's his name? I forgot. He's a veteran quarterback in the league. Derek Carr from the Raiders to be your starting quarterback. So out of all the legendary quarterbacks of our that we grew up on, I feel like Jordan Love is the best one. I just wanted to put that out here. Like he's the best replacement, and I feel like with Kenny Pickett, he has growing pains because he was not behind a veteran that was willing to help him. Yes, you're getting replaced, but bro, you're old. You don't got it no more. Like, help the next generation. Come on. That's all you have to do. You don't even have to, like, you can give him some pointers or something to help him. I feel like all rookie quarterbacks should not be a starter their first year in the NFL. I feel like they should sit behind somebody, a veteran quarterback. And I know in all situations that's not something they're able to do, but in the situations that they can do that, they need to do that. That's how, like, I honestly, I feel bad for Kenny Pickett because, like, I've seen him play. He's not a bad quarterback. It's just he's in a bad situation. I mean, like
I feel
you're
like this year is gonna be his breakout year.
it better be shit.
He's I
It
mean, he
better
wasn't.
be.
He like you said, he's not bad. He wins games. It's just he
It
has
better
some
be,
things to
or
work
like
on.
he's gonna be wearing another jersey if it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Because at one point, like Steelers fans were like, "In Kenny we trust." What happened to that?
I never stopped that.
It was like the environment in the room kind of shifted, and I was like, "Wow, okay."
Yeah.
I just feel like
Kenny Pickett. I feel like this is gonna be his breakout season. Last season, he. I mean, it was just the sophomore slump. So gonna start off fresh, start off new, new season, new him, as you should say, as you could say, if you could say, ah, whatever. Um, that's why I don't think we will get Justin Fields. The Steelers organization is behind Kenny Pickett for now. Uh, so yeah, I don't think we're gonna get Justin.
I mean, if I need Justin Fields to go to another team, I'm not paying Fields $20. I need him to go to another team. I just need him to go somewhere else. Seattle, pick him up. Broncos, pick him up. Somebody. Like pick him up so Phil won't win the bet. I actually made another bet. I made a bet that the Falcons can't win their division next year. Oh, that brings me up to another question. Do you think your team do you think the Steelers can win their division next year?
Way too early to think about that.
Okay.
Way too early because we still have off season pickups we need to make. We still have draft pickups we need to make. Uh, Yeah, way too early.
Okay. What do you think you guys need to look for in the draft? Like, what are your team needs?
Definitely. I mean, we don't need to pick up any more receivers. Possibly a third string QB. But that would be late in the draft. Definitely an O line, a better O line. Uh, Kenny kept getting trained. I feel like we should just work on offense.
I feel like defense too. You guys need to plug in some more pieces because if you guys' defense has more pieces, I I you can clip this barbecue. I can see you guys in the Super Bowl if you put more pieces on your defense. I could see it.
I do think we should probably draft a replacement for Watt. I know it might be a little early, but earlier the better.
Yeah, and I feel like that's where some teams have problems at. I understand like at the quarterback position you don't want to be replaced, but I feel like 2 or 3 years before the quarterback's about to retire, you should go ahead and draft your replacement quarterback.
Watt's gonna be with us. Watt's still young, so
Yeah.
he'll be with us for like the next 5-ish years.
I don't, yeah, I'll say like his last 2 years, yeah, start finding a replacement.
But
I
yeah,
wouldn't jump the gun right away. What do you think you guys are gonna go for in free agency?
hang on. Let me see who's in free agency. I mean,
How much?
honestly,
How much is Justin Fields' contract? To be honest with you.
I wouldn't be surprised if we go for Kirk Cousins. Or
Oh
at least
no,
attempt.
the Vikings are sticking with him to next year. They already announced that.
I don't know. Kirk Cousins seemed believes Steelers could happen.
Oh wow, bro. Yeah, you guys. I feel like any team can afford Justin Fields' contract. It's only 18,957,000.
Well, that's his rookie. That's his rookie contract. He's going his rookie contract, I think.
No, this is a 4-year deal. But he was a first year draft pick, so it might be a rookie deal to be honest with you. He was a first round draft pick. Oh no, like his money is going up. Yeah, he just like cuz his first year he made in 2021 he made 660,000. Then 2022 he made 825,000 and then last year he made 1,187,000 and then this year he made 1,616. So, I mean, what does your cap space look like on the Steelers side of the fence? Because I mean, it's not a bad contract. I feel like it's affordable.
And we just got rid of 3 players.
And yeah, his money is fully guaranteed. Fire option available. Estimate 22 million. Training camp roster bonus guaranteed. No offset language. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, spot track. This is pretty good. They have it broken down pretty good.
probably have the cap space because we just got rid of 3 players, possibly more in the future in the next couple weeks.
Okay.
But yeah, Kirk Cousins. I mean, I think he might stay with the Vikings possibly one more year because he said he's looking at the Steelers quarterback situation. So I feel like he might stay with Vikings one more year, and then if it doesn't work out with Kenny, come to Steelers. I mean, because it says Kirk Cousins' team believes Steelers could happen. So
I don't know if I would want Kirk Cousins on my team, to be honest with you, because like he's just very inconsistent. He's too up and down for me. Like with Washington, he was very up and down.
I mean, what we really need is someone to develop. We don't need anyone long term. We just need someone to develop Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, y'all. Yeah, like I just said, yeah, I'm looking at like your free agency possible things to do. Oh, Trubisky's hits for free agency.
yeah, we kicked Trubisky out like a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
I
Let's
will
see.
laugh so hard if the Falcons pass
I
on Fields and go to
if you,
Trubisky.
I mean, if they don't, bro, you guys have plenty of salary cap to take him. Like plenty of money. You guys are like 251, $350 million. So I mean, you guys have the money to take Justin Fields. So it's
We have
not.
the money. It's just a matter of if we want to give up on Kenny.
Let's see
And
about
I
the
don't
Falcons.
think, realistically, I don't think the higher ups are ready to give up on Kenny just yet. I don't think Mike Tomlin and Art Rooney and all of them are ready to give up on Kenny just yet.
Yeah,
So
I mean both teams can afford him. Like the Falcons can afford his contract as well. But the only thing I say about the Falcons, they are never willing to spend for what they need. They like to get discounted players. I hate that Phil's not here to defend his team, but this is just how I feel about the Falcons. And that's why I strongly feel like they are not going to get Justin Fields. There's not a lot to convince me looking at their history of their moves. Looking at the history of their moves, they have not made the best moves. I mean, yeah, they made the best moves back in the day when they got Tony Gonzalez. They got Tony Gonzalez when he played for the Chiefs. He played for the Chiefs, and they traded for him. They got him. Who else was another player that the Falcons went out and got? I can't even remember, but I just don't feel like they're going to I don't feel like they're really turning over a new leaf and they'll go after Justin Fields and make the right choice.
they do have a new OC or head coach.
I honestly see them going after Kirk Cousins more than I can see going to get Justin Fields, to be honest with you. Like, that's really, like, I'm being honest. But I see
Even
where
Kurt wouldn't be a bad choice for the Falcons.
I mean, Kirk's a better choice. I think he's a better choice for the Steelers, and this is why I say this because I feel like Kirk is at a point in his career where he's trying to get over the hump and get into the playoffs, win playoff games, and I feel like the best spot between the Steelers and the Falcons would be the Steelers to do that with. I just don't think the Falcons would be the best fit for that.
Yeah, I do too. I feel like he's the best choice for the Steelers. I I mean his team's interested if Steelers want to throw out a deal to him.
I
I think
like
they'll take
I,
it. He'll take it.
I I feel like you guys should just to get Kenny Pickett acclimated. Like, don't like let this year say, all right, we're gonna cut Kenny. No, go get Kirk Cousins, Let him learn. Kirk Cousins seems like a guy that'll teach the rookie and groom the rookie up to where he needs to be. I feel like Kirk Cousins is the quarterback to do that.
I do
And
too. I feel like Kirk Cousins has the potential to do that,
I
and
feel like
will do
I feel
it.
like I feel like the Steelers fan base, you guys should push for Kirk Cousins. I honestly think
We
you should.
were for a bit. We were pushing for it, and then I don't know what happened to it.
I feel like you guys need to do it again. Somebody needs to ignite the fire. Kirk Cousins, that
Yeah,
literally saved Kenny Pickett's
we need
job.
an experienced quarterback. Not saying Justin Fields isn't experienced, but we need an older. If we want to keep Kenny Pickett realistically, we need an older, more experienced quarterback than Justin Fields.
Yeah,
Falcons,
exactly.
they don't have anyone to develop right now.
Exactly. So Justin Fields is a perfect fit for the Falcons, but I don't think he's a fit for the Steelers. I think the best fit for you guys is a veteran quarterback for Kenny Pickett to learn behind. But even if you don't, maybe this third year is where he finally like turns it on and has an amazing season and wins the playoff game because he has to win a playoff game. There's no getting around that. He has to win a playoff game this year because that's what your GM sounds like he wants, and is not going to take anything less than that.
Yeah, if we don't win if we don't win a playoff spot, I feel like Kenny Pickett and Mike Tomlin are gone.
I don't think you guys would make that decision. I
No,
honestly
his
don't.
contract's ending. I feel like he wouldn't want to be in Pittsburgh.
Who would he go to be honest with you?
Literally any other team. Any team once if he decides to leave, any team's gonna be interested in him. Literally all 32 teams in the NFL are gonna be interested in Mike Tomlin.
Because how old is Mike Tomlin? Isn't he like relatively young?
I think he's in his 30s or 40s. So he still has tons of years left. 51. I mean, even still, he still has tons of years left. Lots of experience. I mean, any team's gonna want to pick him up.
Yeah, I don't think he would go out and flop in the market like Bill Belichick did. I feel like he would do fine in the market for a team that's looking for a new head coach. And I will say this, yeah, I don't think my Packers would be interested in him. We're kind of cool with Matt LaFleur, so I don't think
But
we'll be
will
going
you
to.
be in a year or two?
I think we're behind Matt LaFleur. I think we are behind Jordan Love as well. I don't think we have. There's no questions when it comes to question marks when it comes to those when it comes to Matt LaFleur.
I feel like Green Bay will be at least a little interested.
I mean, a little bit. Of course, it's Mike Tomlin. Of course, any team will be a little interested, but the teams that are actually interested and will pick him up, I don't think we're one of those teams. I think like the Raiders, maybe the Browns, some teams like that are on the cuffs of greatness but needs a push. They would pick him up. What if he went to the Browns? That would be a really big fuck you moment to the Steelers if he does that,
I
bro.
don't think he'll go to the Browns. He's dedicated to the Pittsburgh, and I don't think unless they give
That
him a huge contract, I don't think he would.
that'll be fuck you to the man, bro. Like the Steelers
I mean, because
fan
we
base, you'll be outraged. You guys will be outraged if he
let's be
literally did
honest.
that.
Let's be honest. I don't see him leaving. I'm just saying the potential of him possibly leaving, but he
I
would
say he
go to the
retires
Browns.
with you guys. I say he retires. I don't see him leaving either. I say he retires with the Steelers. And yeah, that's how I view that.
And he won't retire for another what 40, 50 years. 40 years, maybe even 20, 20. 20, 30 years. He's already in his 50s, so
Yeah. Do you think you guys will see another Super Bowl in the Mike Tomlin era?
maybe one. Maybe one, and this time it's gonna be his revenge arc, so will win that one.
I mean, if it's revenge, then you guys would have to play us again. I mean, you guys would have to play us again.
I mean, it would
We're
just
the last
depend.
team to we're the
And
last team to beat them,
it would
though.
be a like kind of prove to Steelers fans because a lot of Steelers fans don't like Mike Tomlin.
I don't get why you guys are having winning seasons. Yes, I can see how you get tired of not going past the first round, but you're still having winning seasons, and I get how that can be okay. That's not enough as far as like a GM or ownership aspect or fans. Like for fans, I feel like you're a winning team, but you do want to see your team get past the first round. You don't want to look like the Cowboys every freaking year. So yeah, uh, I could see you guys being frustrated with that. But I will say, I mean, you guys, I will give you guys this. You guys got yourselves in the playoffs. You didn't have to worry about other teams as much this year as the year before where you missed it. So yeah, I mean, you guys had a. If I'm being honest, I feel like the team out of all three of our teams, I feel like the Steelers are number one for the. They had. I feel like they had the best regular season, and then number two, I would say the Packers, and number three, I would say, of course, the Falcons. They had a rough season. Like the Falcons had the roughest season out of all three of our teams. I feel like the Packers kind of picked it up towards the end of the season, got into the playoffs, became the underdogs of the playoffs, got to the second round. I feel like the Steelers had a good run. It's just like at the end, like I've been saying, when you guys started having this quarterback dilemma, it's when your season kind of snowballed and you lost in the first round.
We would have lost first round anyway without TJ Watt.
I disagree. Like you said, we haven't seen Kenny in the playoffs. I
We
disagree.
haven't, but I mean, it's just a fact. I think we have only like one. I think we're. I saw a stat of us being like us winning with TJ Watt versus us losing, and it was we were 1-11 without TJ Watt.
I feel like you guys are exactly. I feel like you guys have a 1% chance of you guys could have beat Buffalo. Buffalo wasn't a tough team to beat. I feel like the Buffalo game, yeah, if you had TJ Watt, you guys would have won that game. I feel like, but without him, I still feel like you could have won that game with Kenny Pickett. I feel like Buffalo's been too shaky, too up and down. I felt like that was like the easiest matchup going into the playoffs between our two teams. Your team had Buffalo, we had the Cowboys. I felt like the Buffalo matchup was easier for you guys because the Cowboys had one of the best defenses in this year. And yeah, like honestly, when we won that game and how we won it, I was shocked. I was shocked at how we did. Like we played amazingly. But honestly, the Steelers are like probably when it comes to us three, me, you, and Phil, it's the Steelers, the Packers, and then the Falcons for this season. But if I were to include the playoffs in that, then I would put the Packers first since we made it to the second round, Steelers second, and then the Falcons last because they didn't make the playoffs. Like, to be honest with you, I hate the Falcons more than I hate the Steelers. I just hate the Steelers because you like the Steelers. But the Falcons, it's personal. I just hate the Falcons. Like, they beat us every 2 years, and it's so annoying because you have to wait a whole nother 2 years to try again. But yeah, I mean, Mike Tomlin, if he left the Steelers, I feel like everybody in the NFL, everybody around the NFL would be shocked if Mike Tomlin left the Steelers. Because I don't think you guys would like fire him. I think he would leave on his own accord. I don't think it would be a fire.
Yeah, he'll if he might. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he did. All right. Some news has broken in the NBA side of things for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is considering getting an NBA team.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Because you guys don't have one. I just realized that you guys don't have one.
If we did, I would be a fan. But we don't.
Adding a new team to the NBA would be very interesting. I'm interested in how they construct teams. Like when you add a new team to the NBA, like how do you construct a roster? Like do you get a bunch of extra draft picks? Do you like get a bunch of people from free agency? Like how does that work?
You probably start off in draft. I don't know how the whole draft thing worked, like how that would work, but you'd probably be. I mean, I'd imagine you'd be probably somewhere in the middle for the draft,
Yeah.
just to make it so that way you're not like getting horrible players, but at the same time you're not getting overly good players.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
work your way up from there.
how long has this thing been on the table? Like
I don't know. I just heard news about it. Since the report was made February 9th, not too long.
yeah, it's been a couple of days. I mean, speaking of the NBA, we're coming up on All Star Weekend this week. On the 16th. We're starting off with like a 3-point contest between Stephen Curry and a women's WNBA player. I don't know her name. Of course, we got the dunk contest, and we're going back to East versus West instead of Team LeBron and Team Giannis, which I'm happy about. So yeah, I mean, All Star Weekend's coming up. Yeah, in Indiana, the basketball mecca, because the Indiana basketball is pretty good, I've heard. But yeah, Pittsburgh getting an NBA team is quite interesting. It's I will say it's not something I wouldn't hate hate to see, but because I've never seen an expansion team in my time watching the NBA since I've been alive, so that would be an interesting move for the Pittsburgh. Do they have any team names that have been announced or no?
They're just exploring the possibilities of having an NBA or WNBA team.
I feel like NBA is better, just because for the exposure and the money that it'll bring in for Pittsburgh.
I mean,
Uh,
we have a spot they could play. They could uh use PPG Paints Arena, which is
yeah.
where the Penguins play.
So will you guys like? Do you think the colors are gonna be the same for like all the other
Most likely,
professional?
because
Okay.
we have the Steelers who are black and gold, Penguins who are black and gold, Pirates who are black and gold, and before they were uh, disbanded, the Pittsburgh Muellers or whatever, the USFL team, the Pittsburgh USFL team, recently changed their colors to black and gold. So I feel like we're gonna continue the tradition of black and gold.
Okay.
But yeah, I would definitely watch more basketball if we got one.
Yeah. I mean, now that football season's over, of course I'm about to watch basketball. Then college basketball is March Madness, so anybody who likes the sports bet, that'll be a good time. Yeah. Speaking of sports betting, I was gonna address you and Phil in like the group chat. I have a idea that I wanted to talk to you guys about and see if you guys would be interested in doing it.
All right. Well,
But yeah,
I tried doing signing up for DraftKings, but it wouldn't let me because I guess sports betting is illegal in Georgia or something. I don't know. But maybe another one, maybe another app can get through that loophole or something like
I don't know because I would say Prize Pick. You can try Prize Pick. Everybody's on Prize Pick now.
that. I'll look into that.
Yeah, I was like speaking. I was thinking like we could have like a certain part in the show where we like give like our picks and you know like allow the fans to be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go with their picks and do that and pick that, something like that.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
But as far as the Pittsburgh getting a NBA team, where did the Thrashers um play? Was it State Farm?
The Thrashers, like you mean the hockey team we had?
Yeah,
I didn't even know we had a hockey team until Phil said we did, so I don't know.
we did a long time ago. Yeah, State Farm Arena. So that's their basketball. So I mean, PPG Paints is a perfect venue for a basketball team.
Man, that's a
It's
lot of
new.
money. That's a lot of money for the people that work in that arena. Like having to like reconstruct the like gym, the stadium for basketball. That can be a good pretty penny that you're earning from
Yeah,
doing that.
I mean a lot of states do it just so they don't have to build a whole new stadium.
Yeah.
I mean it's a newer arena. It was built in 2010. I mean it's a nice arena too. I was there a couple years ago. I mean so they have looks like they had some sort of uh, monster uh, monster truck thing going on there a couple years ago. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say if we are gonna get one, which I hope we do, PPG Paints Arena.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I don't think that would hurt. I think that'll be like like I said, bringing more profit to the city of Pittsburgh. Like I'm pretty sure you guys do have some basketball fans out there, so I mean that will be a great move. I feel like I feel like every state should have at least one professional sports team. In my opinion, I feel like that would be
I
great
mean,
for any.
somewhere where Delaware, I don't think. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because Delaware, no one really knows much about Delaware.
I mean, when you don't have professional teams, those are states where they're like really heavy into college sports, like college football, college basketball, like when they're really heavy into college sports. So that's the alternative for those places where they don't have professional teams, or they go for the team the professional team that's closest to them.
All right. So on to hockey.
Yes, tell me how good my Rangers are doing.
February 9th. Steelers lost 3-2 against the Wild. Rangers won 4-3 against the Chicago Blackhawks. Saturday the 10th. Steelers lost again to the Jets. February 11th, none played. Monday the 12th, Rangers won 2-0 against Flames. Tuesday, none played. Wednesday or yesterday, Steelers lost 5-2 against the Florida Panthers.
Do you mean the Penguins?
What did I say?
The Steelers. You keep saying the Steelers. I was
Penguins.
so
Today, Penguins go against the Blackhawks. I don't think. think the Rangers might be on their bye week this week. Because they. Let me see next time they play. When do they play next? Schedule. Oh, they're playing now. Never mind. Rangers are playing right now, and they are losing currently 1-0 against.
We'll be fine.
Yeah. So next time Rangers play will be Sunday. Penguins play tonight, 8:30, against the Blackhawks, Chicago Blackhawks. So hopefully they'll win that. And yeah, I think that is it for the sports show. We are an hour. Wow, we broke an hour today. Wow. All right. Well, I will talk to you next week. There's no show tomorrow. I am off. So yeah, I will talk to you next week.
All right.